Up my feed here. Welcome everyone. Stand by while I pop into Facebook to make sure that I'm streaming appropriately. Let's see some posts. There's me from Monday, and let's see. Here we are. Open this up. Mute this. Okay. All right. All the hoops have been jumped through. Now I can find myself present and focused. Hopefully you enjoy this playlist. Something smooth, something tranquil, but also, it's got a little bounce to it. Very happy to be here. Good morning, Debbie. Happy Wednesday to you. Anyone else tuning in, feel free to say hi. I love the interaction of the live feed. It's been a great experience being able to just, share what goes through my head, what topics arise, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity to do so. I've gotten some really just heartwarming feedback from just random places. I get messages but it's conversations with people that I have and know where they're having conversations with somebody else, like, oh, I was watching Mindfulness with Chance. So I just think it's really cool, the connections, the world that we live in, as isolated as we might feel sometimes through the pandemic and the separation and the social distancing. We do have this technology that allows us to be connected, maybe in a different way, but still connected nonetheless. And for that, I'm extremely grateful. Hello, Autumn. Thank you for tuning in to watch this mindfulness talk. I'm here with your little sister. Very excited. So today's mindfulness talk, I was informed today that it's the 5th day of Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is a great celebration, uplifting ancient traditions, and basically the tenacity to overcome. But the 5th day of Kwanzaa is about, for lack of a better word, intention. It was described to me as purpose, or doing something very purposefully. And for me, how that kind of relates to my studies in yoga and my background in mindfulness is, that means intention, doing stuff intentionally. What a vast topic. Hey, good morning, Karen. Hi. So, intention. When I teach a yoga class, I make sure to always mention, do this intentionally. Because you know how many actions in our day, how many even motives that we have subconsciously, they're not even on purpose. They're just routine, going through the motions. Not sure if you've tuned in to any of these talks before, but I often talk about habits and kind of being on this autopilot or this default mode network where we're slightly removed from the here and now with this veil or this habit of always thinking of slightly into the future or dwelling on the past, whether it was just a few minutes ago or weeks ago, or the worst parts of our past, our traumas, and reliving them. And in both cases, our mind is being exercised to not be present. So we're either thinking of the future or thinking of the past. So with intention is about thinking of the future, but it's done in a different way because it is being done right now. It is, what am I doing now to bring about the future that I desire. That is intention versus autopilot. Autopilot is the lack of intention. It is simply the convenience of knowing how to get to your perceived rewards faster. So we go drive the same way to work, we stop at the same restaurant or the same fast food or coffee shop or whatever. The way we brush our teeth, the way we prepare ourselves for work or whatever. All that stuff is done so automatically. But in those experiences, we can find intention. We can find the infinite now. Maybe you're unfamiliar with the concept of an infinite now, so allow me to explain. I was reading a book earlier today called The Motivation Manifesto, written by one of my favorite life coaches, executive coaches, Brendon Burchard. But one of his concepts is that to live a life more fulfilled, we got to be committed to doing the work. Doing the work of breaking ourselves out of the habitual day-to-day, the autopilot of just going through the motions. By the time we're in our 30s, I've seen studies that say as much as 90% of our day is automatic, where we're not even conscious. So in that book, Motivation Manifesto, one of the key ideas is that we have to change our relationship with time. We have to see time differently than we have before. Oftentimes, depending on what you do for work or how satisfied you are with work, sometimes you're just looking at the clock waiting for your day to be over. Now, reversing that, looking on the opposite side of that, a life with purpose and drive, there is more than enough time in the day. We're not trying to get somewhere else. We are in the now. We're seeing the infinite possibilities of what right now can consist of. In these mindfulness practices, I'm sure if you've tuned in before, you recognize that what I do is help you point your attention. I direct your attention to all the various things that would otherwise be overlooked. All of the miracles, all of the details, all of the possibility that's hiding in between all of our automatic routines. Our day after day, the things that we go through, the way we go to work, how we feel, the thoughts that come up, the feelings that come up, the reactions, the cues, the triggers. All of these things are happening basically under the radar. We don't notice it happening. But this power of our attention, our consciousness, we can simply pop into the moment and find ourselves completely here and completely now. In the now, we can think of all that is going on right now. Within our bodies, around us, with our loved ones, with anyone in our general sphere or space. Also, within that sphere or space, there are infinite possibilities for where we can pay our attention. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at my fingerprints. Holy cow. But the idea of being habituated to something, it takes away all of that possibility. We don't even see the possibility. All we see is what we're looking at. And what we're looking at is a routine. What we're looking for is a routine. If we feel a certain way, say, oh, I feel, irritated. I feel unappreciated. I feel victimized. I feel unlucky. However it is that you feel, we find the evidence in our outer world to confirm the way that we feel. We find evidence. We make a case to support that the way we feel is accurate. So if we start our day in a certain habitual feeling of, I'm unlucky, or I'm overworked, underpaid, or I am, unappreciated. then all we do is find evidence to support that. That's that's the beauty of our mind. Our mind is able to create the reality that we feel. What's more challenging, though, is to recognize that with intention, with purpose, we can show up in our day choosing how we want to feel, how we want to not react, how we want to act rather than react. And like I said, this takes practice, but the biggest thing is recognizing that if we walk the same path every day, we can say, oh, look at that pile of dog poop right there. Or we can walk by and say, wow, I never noticed the beauty of the tree and how the branches look and sway in the wind. Or I never noticed that building there. I never noticed, anything beautiful. We can choose to see the ugly because it's there. We can choose to see the beauty because it's there. Now, it doesn't make one or the other more real or more important than the other, but it's simply an intentional choice. If we choose what we're looking for, we find what we're looking for. Now, in yoga, some people refer to it as manifestation. We can direct our attention towards something, and then all of a sudden, it's there. A good example is, say you buy a white Jeep Cherokee, and it seems like a completely random car, but then as soon as you buy it, you start seeing them everywhere. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's another one. There's another one. Because that's how our attention works. As soon as we identify with something, as soon as we notice something, we start to notice it everywhere. Wherever we pay our attention, that appreciates. That becomes more present, more abundant. So, how does this apply to our day? How does this apply to our wellness? Recognizing what evidence shows us, what research-based stuff shows us, is we have a negativity bias. It's much easier for us to find the things that bother us in life. There's no shortage of them. There's definitely things that aren't perfect in anyone's life. There's definitely things that aren't perfect about the world and the systems that we live in. But that doesn't mean that's the only thing happening. It doesn't mean that's the only place where we can pay our attention. So with practice, instead of paying the majority of our attention to what bothers us, we learn to practice and flex the muscles of paying attention to what we love about our lives. Some people might be like, I can't even think of anything that I love about it. And that's okay, because we all have to start somewhere. But gratitude is that practice. Seeing in your life what you love about it, not what's lacking, not what your neighbor has that you don't, not comparing yourself to your favorite celebrities on Instagram or comparing yourself to someone else. That will only leave a void, a separation from the way it is and the way you want it to be. Instead, if you focus on everything in your life that you love, a roof over my head, some type of safe or quiet place, fresh running water. Debbie, snowshoeing is a fabulous way to practice mindfulness, beauty, and nature. By all means. Nature, I'm here in Minnesota, where no matter where you are, you're not more than 10 minutes away from beautiful nature, somewhere. The closer you get to be able to see the beauty around you, to not drive past the same tree every day and not notice it, or walk past the same, I guess these days would be like snow drifts or whatever. But flowers and squirrels, watching squirrels run around and pack and bury their food and stuff. All of that can bring you into the moment and recognize that you are part of a much bigger network a web of vitality, and the world is actually coming from you more than it's coming at you. But we have to look inside. We have to see and unpack, what habits am I carrying with me? What preferences do I keep looking for? And what scripts do I keep on telling myself about my role in this world and this world in general? Is it a world full of possibility, or is it a world here to crush my dreams? And, you know, this is the practice. When you point your attention inward, it appreciates. You find a deeper world inside you. Once you start paying attention inward, you start noticing more and more, just like that white Jeep Cherokee driving by. You start seeing it everywhere. That snowshoeing trip really reminded me to look inside myself. This quote in this book really reminded me to think of this right now. This practice is about finding ourselves not in the future, not in the past, but in the here and now. And by setting an intention in the here and now, we can actually create the future that we want. So to put this into practice, hold on, let me read Karen's comment here. Yesterday, I gave my daughter my phone and really sat down and watched a movie without any interruptions. At first, I kept looking for my phone. It was unbelievable how much it attracts me. Before we get into this practice, that's a great topic to discuss. More than ever, we are addicted. We are addicts more than ever, because of the brilliance of marketing and technology and everything. Social media is one of the biggest gateway drugs, but it's also the most pervasive and possibly harmful addictions. The tones and the chimes and the colors and the way it looks and the algorithms that keep you scrolling, these are all meant to sap or take away your most valuable currency. Your time, that's obvious. Like time is money, whatever. You spend your time, whatever. But the other one is your attention. Time without attention is meaningless. Attention without time, meaningless. But you put those two together, and it's a valuable currency that is your life. It's the most important thing you have. Now you have some of the greatest minds in all different fields, in design, in marketing, in psychology, all working to make your phone addicting. Every cue, everything, everywhere makes you want to pick that sucker up. Let me pick that up. And where does it take us? It takes us away from the here and now. It disempowers us for the most part. Not saying that, like any tool, it is a powerful thing that you'd rather be with than without. But the other side of that is it's also a very challenging addiction that we have to face, that our kids have to face, that we have to grow without downplaying it at all. Phone and electronic addiction leads to a lot of adverse physical and mental health outcomes. So, yes, notice your addiction with your phone. Do things like leave your phone in your other room, or put it on Do Not Disturb, or silence it, or whatever works for you to really treat your phone or explore your own addiction with your phone or with technology, because it is a very, it's a sneaky little monster trying to pull your attention away. So, off of that tangent, thanks for that comment, Karen. Anybody, if you got anything that comes up when I'm talking, I'll gladly try to sidebar and address that. But we're just going to do a little mindfulness practice here, remembering that our attention and our time is very valuable. So with this meditation, we're going to use our attention and our time to create our intention, our purpose. So if you listen to this whole talk, to summarize, if you're not choosing the way that you want to feel, then it's a habit. You're just getting what comes, and what comes is what you're used to. So you're habituated to feeling a certain way. Science shows us we're mostly habituated to feeling negatively. We're very good at identifying the things that we don't like in our life. With this practice, let's try to focus on gratitude, and then focus all of our attention into an ideal future scenario and feel it right now. How can we feel right now about a dream or a goal or a future outcome that hasn't happened yet? So with this, find a comfortable seated position, or you can lay down if that works. Find a long spine, reaching up tall. Relax your shoulders away from the ears. Maybe you have your legs out in front of you. Maybe you're laying down, reclined, a pillow under your knees, or whatever's good for you. And just start to pay attention to your body. How is your spine? How are your shoulders? If you sit up tall, can you make your spine long and relaxed? Now start to notice your breath. How is it? What's it sound like? Where does it take up in your body? And let's intentionally start using our entire lungs. Breathing in through the nose, follow it down to the bottom of the belly. Feel your belly expand. This is the bottom of the lungs, using the diaphragm to pull down. And let your lungs fill all the way up to the top. And on your exhale, imagine your lungs coming in from all sides like a balloon deflating, but keep your spine long and your shoulders relaxed. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Soften wherever you find. On your inhales, fill the lungs from the bottom up. On the exhales, from all sides in. Bottom up. And from all sides in. Just a few more breaths. Notice where your body is speaking to you. Soften the shoulders. Lengthen the spine. Now continue breathing. But this time, think of what comes to mind when you think of gratitude. Gratitude for your health. Maybe it's gratitude for your abilities to maybe walk, run, jump, climb, chew, whatever. Gratitude for loved ones. Maybe just good friends. Maybe gratitude for a hobby or a purpose or a passion. Maybe gratitude that your local grocery store has toilet paper. Maybe fresh drinking water, fresh air to breathe. Maybe it's a furnace that works. Whatever gratitude you have in your life, feel it. Don't let your mind jump to say, yeah, but so-and-so has something nicer. Or, yeah, but it's really not as good as it should be. Or, yeah, but. No, just focus your attention on your breath and your gratitude. To feel that sensation growing. within you. And just as naturally, notice where in your body does not feel like gratitude, where in your body feels restricted or cut off or complaining or unsatisfied, dissatisfied. However you feel it in your body, recognize that it's okay, that it's there, and take your attention to notice where in your body feels like you want it to. Where in your body feels gratitude? Is it around your heart? Is it deep in your belly? Is it in the tops of your cheeks? Maybe you want to smile a little bit, or just turn up the corners of your mouth to squeeze those cheeks a little bit. Notice that within your body, you can have multiple sensations that aren't all the same. But your emotions, or feelings rather, whatever vocabulary works for you, is about where you pay your attention to sensations. So breathe to expand the feelings you desire, and imagine those feelings growing to encompass or massage or interact with the places in your body that don't feel how you want them to. A few more breaths here. Gratitude, loud, rich breath. Relaxed shoulders, long spine. If your mind wanders, no problem. Bring it back to the body. Bring it back to your gratitude. For these last few breaths, let's dream big. What is the best thing that could happen to us today, or this week, or this year? What's the biggest and best thing? Maybe if it's unexpected. Maybe if it seems like a reach or a fantasy. Doesn't matter. Whatever it is that comes to mind, what's the best thing that could happen to you? Feel grateful for that now. Put yourself there, in that space, with the most ideal experience happening to you. Embody it in this moment. Feel it now. Big breaths, breathing life into your desired sensations. Intentional release of wherever you're holding undesired sensations. 3 more breaths. Let your eyes come back open. Relax the shoulders. If you're not intentional about what you're going to find what you routinely find. If you're not intentional about how you're going to feel, you're going to feel how you routinely feel. Use intention. Live with purpose, and watch the world turn from a place that may stifle your dreams into a place that is conspiring to make your dreams come true. Whether you're looking at the pile of dog poop or the beautiful snow drifts or clouds or sunset, it's up to you. Wherever you look creates your experience. Thanks for tuning in. If you got any questions or got any topics to talk about, please throw them in the comments. I greatly appreciate you I got my helper number 2 with me. Make She wanted to make sure she made an appearance for her sister at home watching. Come on over, and you guys have an excellent New Year's, a new beginning. I'll be back on New Year's Day. Do you want to say hi to anyone, or you got to talk into the mic?
Hi.
Hi, everyone out there, and live stream. What are we on? Vimeo. Hi, everybody there. Live streaming from the YMCA. Have a great time. I'll be back on Friday for a little New Year's Day talk. And also, I'll be hosting a 108 Sun Salutations, a very cleansing and exerting yoga practice as well. If you're interested in that, send me a message. And thanks a lot. Cheers, y'all.